What's up guys, PPD here and welcome to episode 84 of my road to Manchester City. We're starting off this episode by once again taking a look at our transfer list. We only sold one thing this time around, and that was one to watch Hesse. He did end up scoring for Las Palmas. He got a goal and an assist, I believe, over the weekend. And he went up to 40,000 coins, which isn't that much in profit because we only bought him for like 33 or 34,000, but profit nonetheless. And we're officially out of that, which is good news because I only kind of want to have the City players as my one to watches right now because they seem to be the only profitable ones so far. Well, highly profitable. We then went ahead and did the marquee matchups, and I accidentally submitted the first one that I did, but just in case you were wondering if I had to spend any coins on it, I didn't. I had all the players in the club, and the thing is, I have another account that I play on a little bit, and I do SBCs on that one. And as soon as I complete it, put the last player in, I submitted it immediately. And I was just coming off that account, and I forgot I was on this account, I guess, and just quickly submitted it. So sorry about that, but yeah, we didn't spend anything on it, so hopefully you take my word for it. But yeah, the whole marquee matchups, I think the whole thing was free. I'm not too sure if we had to buy someone for the Real Madrid one, but it doesn't really matter because we get a pretty good pack and we get ourselves 1,000 coins. And we're going to go ahead and open up the bad packs over here. I've been doing this for a while now, and I told you guys that every pack under 15k is going to be opened because they're just not worth saving, to be honest. So yeah, we have a couple of 5k packs, I think, a couple of 7.5k packs, and we're going to go ahead and open them up. This consumable pack, I said it before, I'll say it again, it's really good because it gives you, most of the time it gives you more money than a normal 7.5k pack or a 5k pack would, so I'm pretty happy about that. We also submit the position modifiers to the club and discard the rest. We're going to go ahead and open up this rare gold pack over here, and we get ourselves an 82 rated Schneiderlin. Really good starter CDM. Schneiderlin is when you can't afford Conte or Matic, who you should be able to afford because he's not that expensive anyways. But if you want a French CDM and you can't afford Conte, Schneiderlin, definitely a good option. He's very good. He's tall, he's strong, he's pretty good defensively, and I don't think he can shoot, but he did score a couple goals for me here and there. And he's no longer plagued by the club that is Manchester United, so that's even better for him. But we send everything to the duplicate. Well, we send the duplicates to the trade pile, and we send everything else to the club in that last pack right there. And we're gonna go ahead and jump into a game of Division 1, our first game in Division 1 with the City team completed, and hopefully we can start off by getting a win. And we put an attribute card on Bravo. I think I'm running low on attribute cards, so if you're not a fan of me using them, don't worry about it, they'll be gone soon. And we come across this team over here, and this is the team I'm expecting to see in Division 1. This is a really strong team. A couple of iffy selections in there. Uniform Piszczek right there instead of Alaba is a bit strange because that means Boateng and Vidal don't get full cam. I think I didn't see who his goalkeeper was, but I'm pretty sure Vidal is on low cam. Obviously Piszczek or whatever his name is also on low cam. So strange selection, but anyways, his team is really good. He had a couple of good players in there. He had the SBC David Luiz, who's just a monster. Apparently, he's the second coming of Ruud Gullit. So it was going to be a tough game. And it didn't start off great for us because over here early on in the 10th minute, Martial capitalizes on that chance and he makes it 1-0. And that would be it for the first half. A pretty poor half for us. As you're going to see by the stats, we didn't have a shot on target. We only had one shot. We were getting destroyed in possession, and overall our opponent was just the better player in the first half, and it was going to be a tough game. And what I found even more worrying was that he had the 4-3-2-1, even though I think he may have switched at kickoff, I'm not too sure, but I wasn't able to create anything with the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow against him. Is a bit worrying because usually the 4-3-2-1 struggles. But in the 63rd minute over here, we go ahead and score with Gabriel Jesus, our first real good chance of the game right there. Jesus scores, and immediately I paused it because I want to get some subs in there, some more attacking subs, some fresh legs, and hopefully they can help us get a second goal and maybe win this game. But in the 78th minute over here, he gets a corner, Sanya clears it to Jesus. Jesus to Sterling. Sterling is going to try and outpace Mane right there, but that's never going to work. Mane ends up stealing it, gives it to Eriksen. Eriksen back to Mane. Mane gives it to Martial, who gives a good pass to Eriksen. And Eriksen puts it into the bottom right corner, and our opponent proceeds to shush us. And that was the first sign of this guy being an absolute mongoose, because you're going to see later on that he is an absolute cunt by what he does. But yeah, Eriksen scores right there. Very clinical player Eriksen is. He had him at striker, which I found interesting. Probably like the first time I've ever seen that. But if you can play with slow players, Eriksen's probably one of the ones you want to have at striker, because he's so good on the ball, and he's very clinical. So our opponent makes it 2-1 right there in the 81st minute. At that point, we had to go all out attack to try and rescue a point. However, in the 90th minute, Farman blasts it out, and the ref blows for full time, and we start off life in Division 1 in the worst way possible, as we get ourselves our first loss in the division, and not a good start at all. So a little bit disappointed in that game. Really feel like I didn't deserve the win, but maybe a draw would have been good for us. But it is what it is. We didn't really create anything. And yeah, the game ended, and this guy proceeds to message me. So I'm wondering, why is he messaging me? He messages me, "Get good." And I was going to reply, but I said, you know what, screw it. This is just a dumbass, whatever. But yeah, I guess this is what we're going to start seeing in Division 1. Something you see a lot in the weekend league. A lot of people talk trash whether they win or lose for literally no reason. I didn't do anything at all to incite a message from that guy, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to get over that. We're going to jump into the next game. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the transfer list. We did still have some more cards over here. I did open some bronze packs. I also got rid of all those contracts that we had packed previously. But getting rid of consumables is very nice, because we rack up coins that add up. And we're going to go ahead and relist the want-to-watches who haven't been performing, unfortunately. But hopefully soon we can get rid of them, because I really want to have as many coins as possible for Team of the Season. But we've been holding on to those Jovetiches and Julianos for a long time now, and they're not showing any signs of increasing, which is annoying. But we went ahead and bought Inform Papadopoulos. Now you're probably wondering why I'm buying Inform Papadopoulos. And Heung-min Son, right? He is the number one candidate for Player of the Month. And I think I showed you guys, I may not have actually, that I went ahead and bought Inform Dele Alli and Inform Harry Kane. Harry Kane, I bought the lowest rated one, but he's still 86 rated, which is crazy. And the reason I bought them was because I feel like they're going to go up as we get closer to Player of the Month, because Heung-min Son is most likely going to win it. He might not. There's still a couple of games left, so there's a chance for him not to win. But if he is a good contender for it, their prices are going to go up. And the reason I bought Çalhanoğlu and Papadopoulos is because these are the past clubs that Heung-min Son played for. He played for Leverkusen, and he also played for Hamburg, I want to say, is the other team. And as we saw with Tielemans last month, or this month, when we went ahead and invested for Lukaku, his price went up, and we made a lot of coins, which is very nice. So I'm hoping we can do the same with Papadopoulos, Çalhanoğlu, Dele Alli, and Harry Kane. But we'll have to wait and see what happens in the next few games that are left of the month, because you never know. Aguero can go ahead and bang a hat trick and secure it, which would be great, but kind of bad at the same time, because we'd have to splash out a crap load of coins. But it is what it is. And yeah, we went ahead and completed the Pro League SBC. Finally completed the last team. It did cost me like 20 to 30,000 coins, but I wasn't too fussed, because we get 15,000 coins back, and we get ourselves that 100k pack that we've been wanting to get for a while now, and we can now save it for Team of the Season. Our first pack, 7.5k pack, we get a walkout, which was very, very nice. I saw the German flag and I said, oh, Lahm again. But I was wrong, because it was actually Toni Kroos. Very nice pull right there, 88 rated. Definitely a card I wouldn't consider using because of that pace, but we don't care about that because we're going to sell him anyways. I thought he was going to go for like 20k or less, but he ends up going for like 34,000 coins or so, which is very, very nice. And you're going to see me list him up over here, and he does end up selling, I think, for that. So that's nice. Never expect to get a walkout from a 7.5k pack, let alone a good one. So I was pretty happy about that pack. And we're going to send everything else to the club. We get duplicate Chester over here, and he's in the championship, obviously. And speaking of the championship, there's a new league SBC out for the Bundesliga and the championship. We won't be doing it this episode, but we're actually going to be starting the Bundesliga one in the next episode because I have a lot of teams completed for that I've been holding on to players for so long. As for the championship, I actually don't have that many because the only players that I saved from the championship are the rare bronzes and the silvers and sometimes the golds. But I looked through the teams and I only have like half of some of teams, and I'm guessing that's because most of the teams have bronze players and I got rid of them. So we're gonna have to start bronze packing again and saving those guys because we want to complete as many teams as possible for team of the season. It shouldn't be too expensive anyways because it's only the championship, but you never know. We jump into another game though, looking for a win this time, and we come across this team over here. It is an Super League team, or the Turkish League team. And this team is actually a team I've started to see more often because of all the special cards the attackers are getting. And his strike force is very, very fast. So it was going to be a great test for our defense, who isn't exactly slow, but they're not exactly the fastest. Also, they're not that great. So he gives the first warning sign right there early on, hits the woodwork. But in the 39th minute over here, he would try to create another chance. Clichy does well, though, to steal it, and he sends us on the counterattack. De Bruyne to Jesus, Jesus to Aguero. Aguero with a great burst of pace, tries to chip Muslera. It is cleared by his defender. Falls back to Aguero, though, and it hits the woodwork. And that was really infuriating because that should have gone in, and we missed our chance at going up 1-0. But in the 45th minute, it was halftime, and we were pretty even. I think he had better possession, though, and it was pretty similar to the first game, except we were playing a little bit better in this game. We had the better stats, but he had better possession, so it was a pretty even game. Both of us hit the post or the crossbar, and it was going to be an interesting second half because either team can win it. And in the 63rd minute over here, we get a free kick with De Bruyne, and before we take the free kick, I went ahead and brought on some subs over here. Took off Yaya for Sane, brought on Sterling for Gundogan, and this is going to be a substitution you're going to be seeing me do a lot because Sane actually works pretty decently at the center mid role. Still not sold on Sterling playing center mid, but I don't really want to sub out Jesus, so I'm not too sure what's going to happen with that. Over here, though, look at that. Jesus takes a shot, and it was horrible. I'm not going to lie, it was a horrible shot. But Sane was there to tap it in, and he leapfrogged over it. And I was fuming at that point, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm starting to think I'm not meant to score this game. And over here, Jesus hits the post after a deflection from Muslera, and I was just so angry. I had 3 chances, and I should have scored at least 1. And we were so unlucky not to have scored, but we were piling on the pressure, and hopefully a goal was to come. And in the 78th minute over here, Company does well to steal the ball, gives it to Sane, who gives it to Aguero, passes it to De Bruyne. De Bruyne with a great piece of dribbling right there, gives it to Jesus, who calmly passes it back to De Bruyne, and De Bruyne puts it into the bottom left corner with a very nice finish. And in the 80th minute, we finally get ourselves a goal, and I was finally excited about possibly winning our first game in Division 1. And not too long after he paused it from kickoff, I'm thinking he's going to bring on some more attacking subs to try and get a goal back. And we went ahead and brought in a defensive sub. Took out Jesus for Sterling. We moved Sterling up to Jesus' spot. We took off Jesus for Fernando, who is going to play in Sterling's spot. So we have 2 defensive mids now, 1 attacking, and we have a fresh attacker up top with Aguero. And hopefully we can get a second goal. And not too long after we scored our first one, De Bruyne gives it to Aguero, and Aguero makes it 2, and we pretty much secure the win over here by getting a second goal. It gives us that 2-goal cushion with only 5 minutes to play. Just have to hold it off, play defensively, don't play any stupid passes, don't concede, and that is exactly what we did because we ended up winning the game 2-0. A pretty even game in the first half. In the second half, I think I was definitely better and had more chances. I was a little bit unfortunate, and if you look at the sub, well, not the sub, but the change of formation he did, he definitely went more attacking once he conceded that first goal. So it kind of helped us get a second goal, which is good, and we got the win, which is very important because we are now 1-1 in Division 1. And we get our first win, and hopefully we can get some more. I'm not expecting to win the title in our first season here, but I'm trying to at least stay in the division. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Pippi Deed, and I'm out.